On November 12, 1966, 5 men who were digging a grave at a cemetery near Clendenin, West Virginia, claimed to have seen a man-like figure fly low from the trees over their heads. A massive figure that was moving rapidly across the cemetery from tree to tree. They would later describe the figure as a brown human being. This is often identified as the first known sighting of what became known as the Mothman, an elusive creature that, although now widely celebrated by the town it once terrorized, remains as mysterious as it was on the night that a few frightened witnesses first laid eyes on it. Shortly thereafter, on November 15, 1966, 2 young couples from Point Pleasant, Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Millette, told police they saw a large gray creature whose eyes glowed red when the car's headlights picked it up. They described it as a large flying man with 10-foot wings, following their car while they were driving in an area outside of town known as the TNT area, the site of a former World War II munitions plant. Eyewitnesses Roger Scarberry and Steve Mallett said that the beast had bright red eyes about 6 inches apart, a wingspan of 10 feet, and that it seemed to want to avoid the bright headlights of the car. During the next few days, other people reported similar sightings. 2 volunteer firemen who saw it said it was a large bird with red eyes. Contractor Newell Partridge told Johnson that when he aimed a flashlight at a creature in a nearby field its eyes glowed like bicycle reflectors, and blamed buzzing noises from his television set and the disappearance of his German Shepherd dog on the creature. Wildlife biologist Dr. Robert L. Smith at West Virginia University told reporters that descriptions and sightings all fit the sandhill crane, a large American crane almost as high as a man with a 7-foot wingspan featuring circles of reddish coloring around the eyes, and that the bird may have wandered out of its migration route. This particular crane was unrecognized at first because it was not native to this region. Some even hypothesized that the crane was perhaps deformed, especially if it made its home in the TNT area, what locals call a series of nearby bunkers that were used for manufacturing munitions during World War II. It has been suggested the bunkers have leaked toxic materials into the neighboring wildlife preserve. Then there are the paranormal explanations. Complicated theories that weave together aliens, UFOs, and precognition. They paint the Mothman as either a harbinger of doom, or, more sinisterly, its cause, a legend that has its roots in the tragedy that befell the Point Pleasant community shortly after the Mothman arrived. On December 15, 1967, just over a year after the first Mothman sighting, the Silver Bridge, built in 1928 to connect Point Pleasant, West Virginia, to Gallipolis, Ohio, was packed with cars from end to end. The bridge's design featured very little redundancy, meaning that if one part failed, there was almost nothing in place to prevent other parts from failing as well. And that was exactly what happened. Without warning, a single eye-bar near the top of the bridge on the Ohio side cracked, the chain snapped, and the bridge, its careful equilibrium disturbed, fell to pieces, plunging cars and pedestrians into the icy water of the Ohio River below. 46 died, drowned or crushed in the wreckage. It was the second terrible and bizarre thing to put the small community of Point Pleasant on the map in a year, and some connected the two. In 1975, author John Keel conflated the Mothman sightings and the bridge disaster, as well as reported UFO activity, to create his book The Mothman Prophecies. His story took hold, and the town became an icon among conspiracy theorists, ufologists, and fans of the paranormal. In 2002, a movie based on Keel's book rekindled interest in the Mothman. The Mothman can still be seen in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, today, in the form of a historical museum, open 7 days a week, and also as a 12-foot-tall chrome-polished statue, complete with massive steel wings and ruby red eyes. If you're passing through West Virginia around September, Consider swinging by the festivities to remember one of America's strangest and most intriguing local legends.